In this video, we are going to talk about Japanese concept that help you to go towards self-improvement. You will learn about how to live a very fulfilling life. Why I'm talking about Japanese people? Because we all know their history. Like they have faced a war, and even facing a war, they have developed a very high-tech technology. From their origin, they are living a very fulfilling life, very simplistic and minimalistic life. They always following not even in their life, but also in their technology, their concepts, their techniques. And in this video, I'm going to talk about that. My name is Harsh and you're watching TheHarshWise. We help you to become more productive and proactive. Subscribe the channel and let's get started. The number one concept which I wanted to talk about is omoiyari. Omoiyari is the widely used concept in Japan. If you talk about omoiyari means showing a sincere or kindness toward others. When you try to give other people comfort or you try to become empathetic towards other, you actually feel good. You also make and create a very positive environment. Also, you make other people to learn that. If I take the example of Japanese high-tech toilets, they are made for comfort. If you have watched those Japanese reels where people are showing their decor or their home, or they give you a house tour, you see like whatever the technology they use are made to give you comfort. Practicing omoiyari help you to build compassion or empathy towards others. The next one is IKIGAI, and I have talked about IKIGAI, and like I have a book here. This is a book on IKIGAI by Hector Gracia, which talks about how to find your why in your life. What is your purpose of life? Why are you waking up early day and you are keep going for that? What are you striving for? What is your passion? Everything is talked about in the IKIGAI, and I have one book on that. The link is mentioned in the description. Through Ikigai, you understand what is your purpose in your life, because without a purpose, a man is nothing. So you need to understand that. The third one is Wabi Sabi. Wabi Sabi is a concept that tell you to embrace your imperfection. And I know a lot of people who are very worried about it. And even when I was creating videos, I was very worried about like I should create videos like this and that. But slowly and gradually I realized you don't need a perfection thing. You should try and keep trying to it. Try and keep trying. And there's a natural cycle of anything. So you need to accept that instead of making things perfect. When you try to practice Wabi Sabi, you actually embrace everything in the world. And you try to being very grateful that whatever is around you is perfect. And there's no need in that. And whatever the thing is available in the world are imperfect. And they are very fine, because there's a perfection in the imperfection. The fourth one is Motai Nai. It means respecting your resources, whatever the resources you have. And you have heard your parents telling you to don't waste your food, don't waste your copies, don't tear your pages, use whatever you have. They will always taught you about recycling. Whatever the technology we are using today are made on Motai Nai concept, which help you to understand like be very sustainable about your things, about your resources, and whatever you have, try to create something impactful through that. The fifth one is Shingi Tai, and Shingi Tai help you to understand is that whatever you wanted to do and whatever you wanted to achieve, three elements are very important: the mind, the technique, and the body. If any of the element is missing, you won't able to achieve anything. Let's suppose you are playing a chess match and your mind is somewhere else. You're thinking about what if I get the less marks in exam, what my parents will tell, and you have a very great technique. Your body is also working that, but your mind is not supporting you. You will end up losing. Even if I take my example, I was not able to create videos because I was very tired, because my body, the element is not working. My mind is ready, my technique is ready, but my body is not ready for that. And let's suppose it's a combination of mind and body, both, because from mind I was not ready to create video. So yeah, these three elements is required for your growth. And this framework can be expressed in a formula, which is behavior is equals to a motivation, ability, and prompt. For more information, you can read this. The sixth one is Shuhari. Shuhari is a very basic fundamental technique to learn any concept. The first one is Shu. Shu means learning basics from one teacher. Like whatever you wanted to learn, just try to focus on one person, on one teacher, or one place to learn something. When you learn that and you realize, okay, I learned something, you can move to the next teacher. You can try to imitate the work of people who are professionals. That's what is called steal like an artist. And there's a book on that, you know that. The second one is Ha. Ha means start experimenting, execute whatever you have learned. I have followed in my own way. Like whatever I'm learning, I try to implement that and I try to experiment in my own way. Let's suppose I'm making content, let's try to experiment like in this way. Let's try to speak in this way. Let's try to do this edit. Every experiment is worth it. So try it out. And yes, this Ha is also talk about integrating whatever you learn into practice. When you practice that, you create an effort toward the things you learn. Refocus on innovation. Like we all focus on learning and learning and learning and applying. But we never ever thought that what if that thing doesn't work in your scenario? You are watching a YouTuber who lives in London or UK or US and you are thinking like, okay, this person talk about this income way and you just try to apply it in your country. Maybe that will work. So you have to become little innovative, a person who have a use it mind, like let's try to use it in our scenario. Let's try to innovate something. Let's try to do it in our own way. Their scenario can be different. My scenario can be different. Your scenario can be different. So think about that. The last technique or the concept is Kaisen. Kaisen is the concept I always apply in the TheHarshWise. Whenever I make videos, I understand this one concept that it is a process of continuous learning. I am in a process where I'm improving in every single video. So what if I just try to experiment, try to execute, try to grow in a slow process? Why there's a rush needed if I can grow in a slow process? This concept also remind you that you need to be very grateful that you have taken action and you are improving. And there's a thing you need to understand. When you take a pause and look back, you will realize you are far ahead from where you were. So you need to understand, take small steps, keep improving, try and try and try. The Kaizen also help you to understand that there's nothing called perfectionism and assumption. And we are very habitual about making assumption about us. Person who believe in continuous improvement or Kaizen, they know that they will improve in the journey, and I'm one of the person who believe in it. And let me tell you, I was following most of the technique in my own life, the concept in my own life, in my own process, but I never heard about the name. That's why I found and collected these names for specifically for you to understand, like these are the concepts which actually being followed by Japanese from almost 1000 to 2000 years. So I hope you learn something new from this video. If you learn something, let me know what you got to learn and what is your favorite concept of Japanese. And guys, thank you so much for watching. You can watch this video to understand how to use ChatGPT and writing a great prompt. Thank you so much, and I will meet you in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on my socials as well.